Well, we're all loaded up. This is the 2018 Cedar Creek Hare Scrambles. This is the last race of the year. So I took my van out there, and it was in Boswick, Florida. There's the start, and next to me is George. He's got really the whole shot, a little nice wheelie. He's in the 66 plus age group, and I'm in the 60 plus age group. We started out, and that's the first couple corners. We're getting ready to go into the woods right here, and see we're going through the green markers and all. And now he hesitates just for a second because during practice we all turned right, but I'd seen it was blocked off, and I gassed it and actually go in the first place right there. And I'm first place in my class, and George was the only person in the 66 plus class age group for this weekend race. And in my class, there were only 4 or 5 riders. The forecast was for 100% chance of rain, which that's what it's raining right now. And this is, I did want to show you this part here is where the very first couple turns, we come out of the woods, we go into this big sweeper turn here. And during practice, I didn't used to ever take a practice lap because it's 10 miles and you feel the pain of it. You see I'm cutting a corner, but actually not really. There's an orange marker to the left. And that means you can go 20 feet either side of those markers. So I was well within 20 feet of the other side. So, but what happens during the practice laps, you get to see these mud holes sometimes to develop. And when they start out, you know that they're coming up ahead and what to do. And I didn't used to take the practice lap because it'd wear me out, because I'd be doing 35 miles plus a 10-mile practice lap, 45 miles for the day. But now I went ahead and I do the practice lap every single time just for this reason, is that big sweeper turn. I knew if I needed to hang on the inside and I could, get the best corner and the best gripping for those tires. So I cut that, stayed on the inside. I didn't cut anything, but I just went where we were legally allowed to ride. There's a big old mud hole right there, and I almost fell over right there. It was so close. Oh my gosh! And when you come across those mud holes, and actually here's another mud hole, and this I saw during the practice lap too. You see, there's 5 guys here. There's just a big log laying across there, and I remember when I see that log, I turn left, and you can see why I'm turning left. All those guys are actually stuck in mud. And I pass all 5 of those guys right there because of the mud hole. And I'm back in the mud on the straightaway, but that's another thing, the practice lap. I got to see the mud holes, and I just was able to remember that I needed to turn left when that big log was laying across the part there. So now I always do the practice lap. It's well worth it, and it helps you out. There's a big sweeper turn, and there's a big old mud hole staying inside. And it's funny, these all are beehives. And during the practice lap, there were just swarms of bees out there. You thought you were going to get stung when you went by, but you never did. They don't bother you. But in this long straightaway, and up next to me, Rod comes along. He's actually in my class. He's on a Honda 250. And the reason why he passed me is it's easy. I mean, we're going fast, but I'd already taken off my two strips, my goggles, and my goggles were, at that point, I had took them off, and I had them down on the bottom of my helmet. So when I went on the straightaway, the rain is pelting my eyeball. There's some more beehives, and also the mud from my own bike is coming up off the front and just blinded me. So I couldn't go very fast. So Rod goes shooting on by me, and I'm thinking, oh dang, now I'm in second place. And this is the last race of the year. Oh, there you go. I fell that time there. And I got cross-rutted. My back tire is in one rut, and the front tire is another rut on the helmet. Got close to that tree. But, so as you're going along there, I had no more goggles to wear, so I was just, my eyes were in, you can see the water's hitting the camera and all. So, but, and Rod does pass me, and now I'm in second place in my category age group there. And see, there's another big mud hole, and actually there, my bike just stuck. So I get off my bike, and the bike's just standing there, and I just pick up the rear tire until the tire grips, and then it'll go. So then I start up, and off I go again. And here's a guy taking pictures because everybody's getting stuck in that mud hole. And it was hilarious. It was so much fun. It was just black mud. It was deep. You had to be careful of the ruts. Oh yeah, and there you go. Second fall of this race already. I'm telling you, they're not hard falls, but you just full of mud because you fall right into the water and mud hole. So I'm back in the groove again, trying to get going. And I'm going ahead. And as you go along these tracks, you can see there's deep grooves, and then there's some that don't look so deep. Well, the ones that aren't so deep, you really need to stay in those because those are the fastest way instead of trying to go around everything, which I'm doing here. But if you hit a spot where it's deep, then you get buried like my bike did. And here's Rod, who had passed me. He got stuck in the mud here. And
you okay?
I checked to make sure he's okay, and he is. And so then I did pass him. I actually get back in first place at this point in the race for me. And I don't see Rod again. It's pretty treacherous. Of course, there's two gigantic mud holes. If you went in there, you're just sunk. I mean, just totally sunk. So I just do a route around and go through the trees and hope I don't hit a stump. And there I go, through a couple green markers. And the track was really, there's a guy, he just wiped out.
You okay?
Just got up and going again. It's so easy to fall. The mud is so slick, and you go around the corners the wrong way, and your tires get cross-rutted, and down you'll go. But back to the practice lap thing I was telling you earlier before. There's a guy telling me I'm going to pass here in a minute or two. And you see, I wait just for a second to let him know that I'm back there behind him because he can hear me. And then I just don't rush right into him and try to pass him because it'll startle the guy. So I hang back just for a second, and then I wait for just the right time, and then get up next to him, and then I can get by him and pass him. Which you'll see, I think that happens to this, just before we go on the bridge. But he knows you're there, so then yeah, I just make a pass that he knows I'm coming. So then we can start really neat little bridges to go across right here, but they're pretty slippery. And I stay on the outside, trying to get some good traction, stay out of the big deep ruts. And so anyways, back to the practice lab. The practice lab stuff is really important, and now I do them every single race. Yeah, I'm trying to stay on the inside of this track because you see the big ruts there. And I went, get ready to pass somebody, and I got cross-rutted, and I almost ran into that gentleman. Oh my goodness, I said. But anyway, so you can see there, it slows you down. That person there is in the ruts, and I'm on the outside of the ruts trying to go through it. So, and I passed this person in a few minutes too. But it was the last race of the season with the 100% chance of rain, and being the last race, most of the time the points are already set up for who's going to be the overall winner for each class. So there wasn't much of a big turnout. I think we had like maybe 5 or 6 guys on my whole line, where we usually have 15 to 20 sometimes. So, and we only had one guy in a 66 plus age group, and he did one lap, and that's all he had to do, and he qualified, so he won the race. And I got to do 3 laps in this race. And then after I fell these 2 times, I was pretty tired.
Thank you.
I was really tired. It takes a lot out of you when you go down, because it takes a lot of strength for you to pick yourself back up. And here's another fine example of what happened. I'm going through there, and I just pulled in the clutch just to get ready to go over his hump, and down I go again. And there's an A-rider right behind me, and he's a really nice guy. And so I knew I held him up. He couldn't get around me, so I got up off the track, and I go forward and actually pull off to let him get by and also catch my breath again. You're picking up 250 pounds of motorcycle. It's not a lot of weight, but after 2 hours of riding, you're sort of out of breath. So I pull off the side here just to catch my breath, let him go on by, because I know he's fast for sure. I don't want to jam him up. He's having a good race. And we get back on the track again, and off we go. And here I pulled off the side because there's 2 guys who are actually lapping everybody, and let them go by. And I figured that's how I usually do it anyways. You pull off the side, like you can hear their motorcycles behind you, they're not even revving up, you can just hear a different sound. Someone is behind you. They passed me, and the guy was going so fast that actually he got hung up he just wiped out right up here. When we catch back up to one of the guys that passed me. And when he fell, I seen him, I just went by him real easy, and because it's all just mud and ruts, and it's hard just to keep your motorcycle in that one line and groove to go straight. So I pull off the side now because I know he's coming up, and I don't want to make it hard for him to pass me again. So you see there, he takes off, and he's just going again. And I get back on track, and off I'm running again now. But at this point, I'm like, I have 3 falls already, and I come up here just a little ways, and I almost have another fall, but I catch myself. And so I stay up. But this point, I'm pretty worn out after about 2 hours of mud riding in the rain and seeing. It's hard to see what's going on in the ruts, and once you start slowing down, you see the big ruts here. I get cross-rutted once again, and right now my bike goes slow sideways, and I just barely catch myself from falling down. I'm so lucky. Almost hit a tree right there. But there, I almost went down, but I was able to. My bike was in the rut, and I could touch the ground pretty good. So I'm up and running now. That old KTM 250 TPI just kept on holding out. It runs so well. And this is the end of the race. You go down a little straightaway, and you go through like a little tunnel, and you come out, and then you're in the chicane area. And this was the end of the race, 3 laps, and it was a great race. And at the end, you'll see the gentleman handing out the water. It's a Christian for Riders group, and he's always there handing out fresh water, cold waters. And I'm like, well, man, it's great to get a cold bottle of water. There's what you look like after the race, and there's my goggles hanging down there. There's a trophy for first place. But thanks for watching. See you next year. Thank you.